Hey, Hollow Hunters, it's Skylin,
And Michaela.
and welcome back to the Hollow Grimoires podcast.
So today we're going to be talking about the last 20 chapters of Heartless Hunter. So much happened,
Oh my god.
even more than the last 20 chapters.
Yes.
And we are going to be talking about the most haunted places in the states that we currently live in
Yes.
for our very first October episode.
I'm so
Me
excited.
too. And we're wearing our Ouija dresses
Ouija.
that we got at Spirit.
You guys saw it in our, first vlog.
Yes.
So, that's exciting. Alright. Do you want to start, or should I?
There's so much to unpack.
I know.
There's so
Ah,
much to unpack. Okay, so first, let's go over the theories that we had in the
yes.
last video.
Mhm.
If Alex actually killed Cressida or not,
Mm.
and and you said that you thought Verity was a witch. I said I did not think that Verity was a witch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I think, did you have any more?
I think oh yeah, if Alex finally tells Rune that he loves her,
Yes.
and then if there was going to be does Rune tell Gideon that she likes him, or vice versa?
Yes. All right.
Ooh, okay.
So I have even more bookmarked than I did last time.
uh,
Like, even more bookmarked than I did last time.
all
Let me
right.
see.
I think it was what chapter 44 is when like stuff started. I don't know. I think it was like maybe right away.
I was going to say my first bookmark is 42.
42. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the first one
Mm-hmm.
is in chapter 43.
Okay.
Um, let's see. I'm just going to read the whole page.
Okay.
Even upon dropping out of school, something Gideon wished he'd fought harder to prevent, Alex had never stopped practicing his music. After the revolution, it was Alex who stayed by Gideon for weeks, helping him fight off his laudanum addiction. Alex didn't leave Gideon's side until he no longer shook with the cravings. Gideon didn't know what he would do without his little brother. If Rune Winters were truly in the market for a husband, she could do no better than Alexander Sharp. That thought put a sour taste in his mouth. Before swallowing it down, he let himself wonder, what if Alex weren't in love with her? Would I stop pretending and court her in truth? For a second, he let himself imagine it. He'd have to attend her parties, learn how to dance to her songs, spend less time in Old Town and more time in Wintersea. He could do that. Those were small prices to pay for the luxury of going on long walks in the woods with her. And I was like, oh.
I know.
But also, foreshadowing, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Foreshadowing.
foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. Okay, so one of the things that I have, which is kind of pertaining to that and everything, it's also chapter 43, towards the end, but Gideon's having like this battle between himself and like what he wants and everything, because um, he was like, um, he's like, Alex only nodded, saying nothing, feeling like he'd ruined his brother's night. Gideon dropped his hand and changed the subject. When do you leave for Khaleesi's? 4 days from now. So soon, thought Gideon, swallowing the lump in his throat. Will you come to see me off? Of course, Gideon turned to leave, um, thought better of it, then pulled his little brother into a tight hug. I'll miss you. As hard as it was to say goodbye to Alex, there was something that was going to be a lot harder. If Alex was leaving for good, it's a matter of days if Gideon had truly decided Rune wasn't a witch. Now was the time to step aside. That way his brother could make his feelings clear to her before he left. It was the only decent thing to do, and it would make amends of his previous betrayal. Next time I see her, thought Gideon, stepping miserably into the rain, I'll tell her it's over between us.
So, my next one is also chapter 43. It's a little bit before that, though.
Okay.
So, when they were taught earlier in like the last chapters, when they were talking about the aristo that was at the docks that had the ring.
Yes! Oh my god,
Yes.
I even
So,
forgot about that.
plain and thin, silver maybe, a poor man's wedding band. Gideon watched the cards move around the table, dealt by his brother's hand, trying to remember what their mother's ring looked like. He immediately caught himself. Alex, abetting a criminal witch, after witches tore our family apart? It was unthinkable. Alex wasn't capable of that. He knew how badly Gideon wanted to catch the Crimson Moth. Alex would never sabotage me. I was like, ooh.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Ooh.
And oh my god. And there's another thing that Alex does, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, actually, funny thing. The page that you just read, that was my next bookmark.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm just like, it just gets so good.
Yes.
The last 20 chapters, like,
Yes.
let me see where it is.
Okay, so my next ones are from 44.
44? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Actually, he held her gaze. I no longer mind so much. This is Gideon talking to Rune.
Mm-hmm.
He was choosing her, she realized. This boy who saw exactly who she was, what she was. Oh no, this was Alex. This boy who, because he had won the coin from Gideon in the game.
Yep.
This boy who saw exactly who she was, what she was, and didn't care, or rather cared so much he wanted to give her back what the revolution had taken. In Khaleesi's, we'll go to the opera house every day of the week, where they show real operas, not that propaganda you despise. Again, Rune let herself imagine it. A life far away from the Republic. No more worrying about who was watching or listening. No more pretending to be something she wasn't. Rune would be free. I was like, because it's getting closer to where he finally tells her, and I'm just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, like, and one of the thing is the thing that like tore my, tugged on my heartstrings in chapter 44 is literally when she goes, sparing the life of someone you hate doesn't make you weak, she said, perhaps more to herself than to Alex. It makes you better than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
I know.
Rune.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then, okay, so the next one that I have is gonna be 2 pages, also from chapter 44, and it's where Alex is talking about the night that he killed Cressida. Or should I say, rather, the night he didn't kill Cressida.
Kill Cressida. Oh my gosh. Literally. Like,
I know. I read that and I was like, oh my gosh, you were right again.
I know. I literally said, did Alex kill Cressida or not? And when I read this, I was just like, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. Alex is too kind. Like, he didn't want anything to do with it.
Yep.
So.
All right. On the eve of the new dawn, while my brother was murdering his sisters, I did go to Thornwood Hall to kill Cressida. I found her asleep in her bedroom. She woke to the barrel of my pistol pressed against her head. He drew in a ragged breath. I told her to get out of bed, and she fell to her knees on the floor, begging me to spare her life. She told me she loved my brother, and that was why she did the things she did, because Gideon belonged to her. Rune heard anger in his voice as he spoke the words. But before that moment, I never wanted to hurt anything in my whole life. But Rune, I wanted to hurt her. I wanted to squeeze the air out of her hateful lungs and watch her writhe. I had one of the most powerful witches in the world on her knees at my feet, with my gun pressed to her forehead. The girl who killed my little sister and damaged my older brother beyond repair. All I had to do was pull the trigger, and I relished it. And that's when you shot her, said Rune, gripping the edge of her desk, the color leaching from her knuckles. Say it. Tell me you shot her. He shook his head, staring out the window, as if staring into the past. It was like there were two of me. The Alex who wanted to destroy her, and the Alex who knew dead witches weren't the answer. Deep down, I didn't believe the bloodshed and vengeance my brother craved would bring about a better world. Murdering them would make us no better than them. And that was what scared me, that despite my convictions, it could be so easy to give into the bloodlust. So I raised my gun to the roof and shot 3 rounds, and then I told her to run. I told her if I ever saw her, if she ever touched Gideon again, I would make her wish she was dead. I watched her disappear into the woods behind Thornwood Hall. Rune suddenly felt lightheaded, still gripping the desk. She lowered herself into the chair. You lied, she whispered, feeling the world crumble in on her.
Oh, Alex. Oh, Alex.
I know.
But it's like that's the thing. It's like that whole just like couple paragraphs explain Alex to a T.
Yes.
Literally, he's battling with himself, trying to figure out if he wanted to or if he didn't want to like kill this person. He had every right to be angry because she killed multiple people, but he just couldn't because it wasn't in his soul to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my next one is on chapter 46, and it goes, instead of going home to Wintersea to wait for news or riding to Thornwood Hall in case Alex had more information, she turned Lady and rode to Old Town. She tied the horse to a nearby hitching post and approached Gideon's tenement. Rune knocked on his door, listening for footsteps within. When no one came, she knocked again, louder this time. Next page. I hate you, Gideon Sharp. I hate you so much it hurts, and if you don't open this door, I'll go hating you forever. ... There was still no answer. She banged on the wood, pounding and pounding until her hands hurt, trying to pound away the image of his scorched corpse stuck behind her eyelids. Rune was going to be sick. When it became clear no one was coming, she collapsed against the door, pressing her forehead to the wood, wondering where the tempest of emotions had come from. A whirlwind of sadness, a longing of something else, something she didn't want to acknowledge. Turning her back to the door, she sank to the ground. Drawing her knees to her chest, she remembered him stepping into the black flames that had come to devour her. While everyone else ran away, he ran toward her. A sob surged up her throat. Rune felt people walking past, trying not to stare at the silly little aristo weeping on the ground in the wrong part of town. Rune didn't care. A tempest was crashing through her, threatening to shatter her apart, and it was everything she could do to hold herself together. As she wept on his doorstep, concerned passerbys approached. Through her tears, Rune saw their blurred boots. Leave me alone, she thought, pulling her knees tighter to her chest. Rune? She glanced up, finding a young man in a blood-colored uniform. His red wool jacket is missing, a blood-stained collar, white shirt he wore, a gash on his forehead had been recently stitched, and there was a vicious bruise on his cheek. The breath froze in her lungs. Rune pushed herself to her feet. What are you doing here? Said Gideon.
I know.
You like literally, she's going through this whole thing, pounding on his door, like, oh my god, if you die on me, Gideon, my heart's gonna be ripped out my ass. Like, come on. Yeah.
Okay. My next couple are from 48.
Okay.
So this one's, I'm going to start at the bottom. It was only later, after Gideon fell asleep with Rune cocooned in his arms, that she lay awake, her whole body buzzing with a frightening realization. I'm in love with him. Instead of getting Gideon Sharp out of her system tonight, Rune had gone and gotten herself addicted. The hunted had fallen for the hunter.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't even know if that's right. But yeah, those next like couple chapters, I'm like, come on.
I know. Oh, okay. So my next one is 49.
Mm-hmm. 49. Okay.
Yeah. A student at the university paid him for the use of his storeroom alleging to need it for a school project. The owner says he didn't know what it was being used for. Gideon crossed his arms. He didn't find it suspicious that a student required the use of a storeroom. Layla's shoulders lifted. The money must have been enough to stifle his curiosity. Did you get the student's name? Layla shook her head. Only a description. Based on his account, the sketch artist drafted this likeness. She slid her hand into the pocket of her trousers and pulled out a folded piece of paper, holding it out to Gideon. Uncrossing his arms, he took the paper, unfolding it to study the sketch. A girl stared back at him. Her dark, shoulder-length curls matched her dark, sunken eyes, which were partially hidden behind spectacles. Looks remarkably like Rune's friend, don't you think? Said Harrow. Verity de Wild, she meant. When I read that, I was like, oh my gosh, is Verity actually a witch?
I didn't like read this page. I was listening to it on the audiobook when it said, the second it said you just started, a student at the university paid him to use the storeroom. I was like, it's Verity. I was like, she's a witch. She's a witch. I knew it. And like, oh my goodness. And then when it said Verity Wild, I was like, I'm a genius. I'm a genius.
Yeah, and then Gideon's like, oh, I don't know, like it kind of looks like her, but I don't really know. And then when he goes on talking with Harrow and Layla and is like, oh yeah, I slept with her, but like I've had better.
Oh
yes.
I was about to clock him. I was about to clock him in my mind. Literally, because literally, all you can, like, I have it right here. All three of them looked to the closed door. In 3 strides, Gideon crossed the room and swung it open. Rune stood in the frame, her face pale, her hair tangled, and the look of shock in her eyes was like an axe splitting open his chest. Rune? ...
I know.
Okay, so I understand, like, hey, like,
yeah,
he can't say that he like fell in love with, or doesn't want to like say that he fell in love with her.
Yeah.
But like, holy crap.
I know, to say those things. So my next one is 50. So right after that happened, Rune didn't know what hurt more: that Gideon would stoop so low in his quest to unmask the Crimson Moth, or that she'd fallen for his ruse. I've had better. The words haunted her as she stepped into the street, lurking towards Lady, who waited dutifully at her hitching post. She's a pretty face, nothing more. As if sleeping with her was a task to accomplish, something to get over with. I was like, dude, like, are you kidding? Like, yes, you left Rune sleeping in your room, and then you went to meet Harrow and Layla at your place where you live, like where Rune still is, and you just hoped that she wasn't gonna wake up and hear that. Like,
yeah. Well, the thing is like for it to be like, as he grabbed her wrist, Rune wrenched herself free and spun to face him. Don't! He stumbled back, raising both hands in surrender. His breath puffed in the brisk morning air. I didn't mean any of that. Yeah, I know you didn't mean any of that, but like, okay, if you run after her, like, Layla and Harrow are going to know, like, they're gonna know you have feelings for her, so it doesn't matter what you just said it to like, what, cover your own ass. Ugh. Yeah. Sorry, I've been using this book. And the thing is, like, 51 and 52 are literally,
I know. I like, have okay.
So
my next 3 are from 52.
Okay.
Rune. Alex's voice sounded strange. Rune, still pacing, had reached the writing desk again. Please don't make me leave you here. She turned to face him. What do you mean? Here, on this island. He started toward her. If I have to leave you behind, it will kill me. Please come with me. She shook her head. You know I can't leave. Rune watched Alex reach into his breast pocket and pull something out. Stepping in front of her, he reached for her hand. I didn't think I'd have the courage to ever do this. She looked down to see him push a silver ring onto her second smallest finger. It was thin and cool against her skin. I've stood by for years and watched you strategically pick out suitors. I look at the men you chose, notice the ways they don't deserve you, and wonder why you don't see what's right in front of you. But you can't, can you? Rune pulled her hand from his, cradling it in the space between them, running her fingertips over the thin band. What is he saying? It's why you're so afraid to look at me sometimes. Because I know what you are, and I know what you've done, and I love you. Rune's heart fluttered in her chest. What? His face was inches from hers now, his breath warm on her lips. I love you, Rune Winters. I have since the day I met you. Her eyes burned. I love you, he repeated, taking her face in his hands. Do you believe me? He loved her, not like a friend or a sister, but like a... Be my wife, Rune. Come with me to Khaleesi's. Let me give you the life you should have had. One by one, the tears fell. Rune pressed her hands to her eyes to hide them. His wife. He pulled back, his lips... Oh, so, skip ahead. I skipped a page.
Okay.
To the last page in the chapter. He pulled back, lips parting in surprise. Really? She nodded. I'll go with you to Khaleesi's. I'll be your wife. Alex wasn't the strategic choice. He was a safe one. The boy she could be herself around. The boy she could actually share life with because he didn't want her dead. I know!
I read this and I was like, yes, 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 the smart decision.
It just makes what happens at the end so much worse.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. I think the next, yeah, I had that page and stuff like bookmarked. So I think my next one is like I don't like it didn't hit me until it got to this part of 44. Yes, chapter 44.
My next ones are also from 44.
Okay, so I'm going to do the paragraph before and then the couple sentences after.
Okay.
After packing the Bloodguard uniform in one of Lady's saddlebags and the box of silk flowers from Gideon in another, Rune mentally checked that she had everything she needed, minus her vial and coin, because in those previous chapters, you know, her coin stuff went missing. Then headed to the university, leading Lady in the school stable. She took a familiar path across the campus and arrived at Summer Hall. After pulling open the double doors and nodding to the staff behind the front desk, she turned down the dormitory halls, which was quiet at the time of the day, since most students were in class. When she arrived to Verity's door, Rune knocked once. Verity? No one answered. She knocked louder, and when there was still no answer, she tried the doorknob, which it was unlocked. Turning it, she pushed the door open and stepped aside. Verity, did I... ... Rune froze. The room was tinier than she remembered, more like a closet, and instead of Verity's bed in the corner, there was a mop and a bucket.
That was my first one from 54.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. And then it just goes on, like, and she's like having this internal battle, like, with herself. She's like, what the heck? And she like goes up to the lady at like the front desk and she's like, oh, I'm looking for Verity DeWild. And she's like, who? Like, there's nobody here by that name. And I was like, what do you mean there's nobody there by that name?
Yeah, literally, the girl gave her a funny look. What's the last name? DeWild? The girl took out a clipboard and ran her finger down a list of names and the room numbers. She did it twice before glancing back to Rune. I think you're in the wrong building. No one here has that name. Like, and that just like all my like I was like, oh my God, Verity's a witch. And then I started thinking, I was like, why did Verity try to kill Rune then?
Right.
And then I'm still confused about that because once we get closer and stuff, like towards the end and stuff, why, you know, why did?
Yeah.
Because like I always thought, sorry, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I always thought, I was like, what if Verity's like the person who's like draining those people of blood and stuff? Did I say that? I don't know if I said it in the last time we talked. But
okay, so my next one, it's still 54.
Okay.
It couldn't not exist unless it was an illusion. That thought stopped Rune in her tracks. She thought of the way that Verity was always poring over Rune's spellbooks, her fingers tracing the symbols. Was she memorizing them? She thought of the perfume Verity doused herself in, the scent so strong it often gave Rune a headache. What if she doused herself intentionally to cover another scent, the scent of her magic? And I was like, okay, clearly, Verity's a witch.
And I was like,
right.
Yeah. Ugh. And then like she goes and to find Gideon and stuff. And this is what got me scared. I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah, I have
Um,
so many from like I think basically I bookmarked at least one thing from each chapter for
each
the rest
chapter.
of the book.
Yeah. So like, um, where is it? All right. So this is from chapter 55. It says, "Can I ask you something, Miss Winters?" "Of course," said Rune, happy for the interruption, but wondering why he's being so formal. Once I heard so formal and Miss Winters, I was like, something is off.
Yep.
He's not at something.
Yeah.
So, like, I first thought, like, hey, did Alex go and be like, Rune's mine, pretty boy,
Yeah, right?
or something like that? That's what I thought. But then I kept reading, and I was like, it says, "Was any of it real?" "Real?" She frowned. "What do you mean?" "You, me, us." Gideon shoved his hands in his pockets. "What we did 3 nights ago, did you mean any of it? Or were you toying with me this whole time?" My stomach dipped. What was he talking about? He withdrew his hands and held out both fists, turning them over. When his hands unfurled, Rune saw what lay in each of his palms: a blood vial and an access coin. Excuse me?
I know.
I'm like, Gideon, you little sneak. I thought
Yeah,
you didn't think she was a witch.
right?
But I mean,
Because
it goes to explain, like,
he went to deliver the flowers and he overheard them talking and he
mm-hmm,
snuck into her room and locked himself in her spell room, and that's how he
mm-hmm,
found everything out and he was able to grab them when he was leaving. And
yep.
then when he freaking captures her, like, because he discovers how she doesn't have any casting scars. He realizes that she
Mm-hmm,
uses her monthly cycle blood, and
yep.
then he captures her. And I was like, dude,
And the thing is, it's like, oh, and I was like, Slay Rune, when this is like a couple of pages later, but when she goes, um, he's already looked, Rune said, rising to her knees, her voice quaking with anger.
yes,
"Haven't you, Gideon? You searched every inch of me 3 nights ago."
yes,
Like,
yes, get him,
hello?
girl.
Slay! Mm. Oh, and it just keeps getting, like, it keeps getting worse and worse, but, like, better and better, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah,
Alright. I
okay.
think the next one is,
My next one is still in 55.
yeah, I think mine's on 55 as well.
Okay. So mine is, what's this? Layla pressed the cold barrel of her pistol to Rune's chest, tugging at the silver chain, hanging there, the bottom of which was hidden below her shirt. Rune watched as Layla used her gun to lift the ring Alex gave her out from beneath her collar. It dangled in the air, catching the light. Rune tried to seize it, but her arms were pinned, and Layla beat her to it. Girl's fist closed around the silver band. She yanked hard, breaking the chain, and handed it over to Gideon. From the way his jaw clenched, she knew he recognized it immediately. Rune felt like the world was falling apart around her. This wasn't how she wanted him to find out. "You're engaged to him?" He looked like he'd been punched in the stomach. "I was going to tell you." Rune pulled one arm free and stepped towards him, her fingers brushing his sleeve. "Gideon." He flinched away from her, as if she'd burned him. His eyes blackened as they met hers. "Never touch me again."
Then never
I
touch me again. Oh
Yes,
my
I
God.
know.
And yet, I had, what do you call it? "You're engaged to him" bookmarked
Yeah.
because I was like, come on, Gideon. Like, you really did not like her or want anything to do with her.
Yes.
But now that she's engaged and stuff
Yeah.
because you broke her heart or
Yeah.
whatever, like, you can't be upset. You cannot be upset, Mr. Man.
Yeah. Oh my
Mm,
gosh, the next few chapters.
I can't. Oh, I
Next,
can't.
okay.
Okay, so my next, yeah, I think my next one is, where is it? Right here. On, do you want me to go or do you want to go?
You can go.
I can go. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's chapter 56, and it goes, Gideon Gideon tried to harden his pathetic heart against what came next. He should be celebrating his capture of a notorious criminal. This witch has been his obsession for 2 years, hunting her down, putting her to death, seeing justice finally done. She was the reason he got out of bed every morning. But now he had her. The justice was at hand. All he felt was hollow. Gideon,
Yeah.
his brother's voice made his head turn sharply. Searching the crowd, he spied Alex in the distance. Rain plastered his blond hair to his head as he pushed through the bodies. Gideon swung down from the horse. What the hell are you doing? Alex shouted, drenched with rain. What am I doing? Alex pushed past Gideon, moving for Rune, who was still mounted on Layla's horse. Let her go! Gideon grabbed his brother's lapel and swung him back. Watch yourself, brother. You're on dangerous ground. I'm sorry. You can't be all upset about this.
Right?
Like, watch yourself, brother. You're on dangerous ground. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. And then it keeps going and stuff. You know, like Alex calls her innocent. And then this is what I was like, let's go, Alex. Let's come. It might be on the next chapter. Okay, no, it's this
okay,
chapter.
I was gonna say if it wasn't this chapter, I have a few more from this chapter, but you can go ahead.
So, it goes, Alex stared at her. I'm sorry, Rune. If you think I'm going to stand here quietly and watch you die, you're an idiot. Turning his back on both his fiancée and his brother, he addressed the bloodthirsty crowd. I helped her steal witches from my brother's prison cells. I helped smuggle criminals off the godforsaken island. I'm guilty. He literally was like, I would rather die with her than not have her and watch her being killed. Like, that is literally true freaking, like, love and, like, you know, devotion right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have for that chapter.
That was mine as well.
I like how we're, like, on the same page.
I
Because
know.
we're just like, oh my god, this is so good. Oh my god,
I
this
know.
is so bad. It goes, you should have renounced me, she told him as Layla grabbed her arms and dragged her down from the horse. You could have saved yourself. You can't renounce your own heart, said Alex, stepping towards her, eyes brimming with emotion. He lowered his head, pressing his cheek to her temple.
I know.
The love. Yeah, that's what I had for that.
Okay. So my next one is 58. I have a few from 58.
Okay.
Beneath the dark sky, thunder grumbled dangerously as gunfire rang through the air. Rin squinted, trying to see the faces beneath the gray hoods. Who are they? Witches, said Seraphine. Rin's heart skipped at that word. She squinted harder, realizing she'd recognized some of the girls beneath the hoods. Witches she'd rescued from Gideon's clutches. Most she didn't know at all, but leading them was a girl she knew by heart, Verity de Wilde. Her spectacles flashed when the lightning flickered, and her brown ringlets were loose around her shoulders. In her hand was the knife Rune had never seen before, one shaped like a crescent. Cressida Roseblood is alive, Seraphine's eyes narrowed, and has somehow gained a witch army. That's not Cressida, Rune corrected her. That's my friend Verity. Rune had met Cressida. Verity and the youngest witch queen looked nothing alike. I assure you, said Seraphine, that girl is a Roseblood. She simply altered her appearance. Rune frowned, forced to recall Verity's missing dorm room, her endless exhaustion, her heavily perfumed scent. Was it all one elaborate illusion? The magnitude of it, endlessly pretending to be someone else for 2 years straight, would require a lot of power and a lot of fresh blood. A terrible feeling was taking hold of Rune. Verity had reacted almost defensively when questioned about the Roseblood sisters using arcana spells. And Verity had been at the Luminaries' dinner the night Cressida Roseblood was also in attendance. What if Verity was responsible for the spellfire? What if Verity de Wilde was Cressida Roseblood in disguise? I'm sorry, said Seraphine, but your friend Verity doesn't exist. Or if she did, she doesn't anymore. Are you saying Cressida killed Verity and stole her identity? It's very likely, yes. But that means Cressida Roseblood, not Verity de Wilde, had been Rune's closest confidant for 2 years without her knowing. This whole time, Rune had trusted and confided in a murderer, in the girl who tortured Gideon and killed his little sister. She rested her restrained hands on the wood railing to steady herself. It can't be true. Verity was her friend. But Rune had only become friends with Verity in the months after the revolution. By then, Cressida was dethroned and on the run. That left plenty of time to kill the girl and subsume her identity before befriending Rune. As smoke filled the air, Rune raised her ironclad. As smoke filled the air, Rune raised her ironclad hands. A little help? The Witch Queen smiled, and Rune shivered at the sight. Holding out her pale forearm, which was covered in bloody spell marks, she smudged the symbols with her hands. The illusion fell away. She was Verity no longer. That curly brown hair straightened, lightening to moon white. Her dark eyes turned crystalline blue, and the curves of her body fell away, flattening and lengthening into the wispy queen Rune remembered. Snatching a young woman from the crowd, Cressida pulled back the girl's hair. As her victim screamed and fought, trying to get away, Cressida bared the girl's pale throat to her knife's crescent edge and slit it. That whole thing, I was like, damn.
Well, and the thing is it's excuse me, I didn't mean to cough. It's crazy. It's just like the curly brown hair had straightened, lightning to moon white. Her dark eyes turned crystalline blue, and the curves of her body fell away. Like, oh my God. Like, I would have been like, I've been deceived this whole time. Alex has been deceived this whole time. Because the thing is those three were like two peas in a pod. Yeah. Unless Alex for some reason knew, but I really don't think he did either. I think the next one is this one. Not this one. It is chapter 59, which is getting towards the end of the book. And for all this stuff to happen at the end of the book, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I know. Crap.
I know.
Like, ugh. So it says, you'll find there are a lot of us who choose death over cowering before you again, Cress. Her eyes narrowed. Fair enough, she said, aiming her pistol at his chest. Gideon waited for the bullet, welcoming it. He hoped death would come swiftly, except the bullet never came. When the gun went off, his brother stepped in front of it.
I know. I know.
It just gets even worse. I can't.
And Alex literally dying in Rune's arms.
Oh my God. And then like, you literally get to see.
And he's like, use my blood. I give you permission to use my blood. I'm not going to need it for much longer. I was like, no.
Oh my
You are going to need it. You're going to live.
Like literally. And it's like, you know, you have Rune's point of view and you have Gideon's point of view and stuff. And it's literally like Gideon stared down his this is chapter 60 and stuff. Gideon stared down toward his little brother, needing to catch him before he fell, before his eyes went as blank as Nicholas's. Please, no, you're all I have left.
I know.
Oh my...
I know. And then when Rune does the spell and creates the chasm and separates them, and Gideon's like, I didn't get to say goodbye. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, my heart, like literally my heart.
Same.
Like, oh yeah, and like literally on here, this is from Alex, the next chapter, 61. You've only ever cast small spells and illusions because you've never had enough fresh blood to do more. Her brows knit. What are you saying? Use my blood. I won't require it much longer. Exactly what you said. I'm like,
I know.
Me cry. And like, oh my God. And then I was like, he made her promise. It was like, promise me my death isn't for nothing, Rune. Tell me you'll use it to save yourself. And then she goes, with tears dripping down her face, I promise. Like, and there was like one thing, like when she gives him the last kiss and stuff, it was talking about the spark and stuff.
Oh yeah, I found it.
Okay, read it.
Rune kissed back, that small spark flickering inside her. A spark that would never get the chance to grow into a steady flame. And
Like,
when he tells her, "Say goodbye to my brother for me,"
oh my God.
and then she does that spell and creates the chasm, and Gideon's like, "I didn't get to say goodbye." I was like, "No."
Mm. Well, what made me mad and stuff was like, I was like, save yourself. Okay, but save Gideon because you know for a fact that like if you fucking sorry, pardon my English. If she explained it to him,
Yeah,
like I mean, why did she go with Cressida after knowing that Cressida probably killed Verity? Cressida probably went and she killed all those people and tortured Alex. Not tortured Alex, poisoned Alex and stuff. And tortured Gideon and killed his sister. Like,
yeah.
come on, girl.
Well,
Sort out your priorities.
she either stays there and probably gets killed, or she goes and tries
Yeah.
to survive, right? I think that's kind of
Yeah,
where
that's
her head is
true.
at,
That's
because
true.
that's what Seraphine says. Like,
Yeah.
you're better off here and alive than there and dead, or it's like useful and alive,
Mm-hmm.
or useless and dead. It
It's really
was
good.
so good.
Uh, and it just makes me think I can't. What are we gonna read next?
Well, we definitely have to read the second one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading the second one for sure. Oh, I am so excited to
Me too.
read this. I wonder what's going to happen because it literally says love has never been so deadly. So
Ugh.
does that mean she still loves Gideon? I don't know. I don't
Ugh.
know.
Don't even open the inside cover, because the little.
I know. I just opened it. It's like a witch hunter, an impossible choice.
Ugh.
Ugh, I'm so excited to read this book.
Me too.
And we should start. I think we should read how many. Let's see how many chapters there are actually.
Yeah,
78 chapters in this next book. Cannot wait to read all of it.
me either.
All right. Are we ready to get into our next one?
Yes. So I live in South Carolina, and the most haunted place, according to Google, in South Carolina is White Point Gardens in Charleston. Okay, so in the heart of Charleston Historic District is a piece of history with roots going back to the early 18th century. It was the site of colonial style justice in the 1720s and played a part in the Civil War. Today, White Point Garden is a charming waterfront park located right on the Charleston Battery. Ocean views, gentle breezes, large shady oak trees, and oyster shell pathways are enough to make anyone want to pull up a blanket and have a picnic on a lazy Sunday afternoon. Old Civil War time cannons provide a place for children to climb and play and protect. The gazebo-style bandstand, a throwback to 1907, adds an element of charm. Statues and memorials located throughout the park give visitors a chance to learn a little bit about the history of the area. The park today is a place the whole family can enjoy for locals and visitors alike. The history of White Point Garden, often called White Point Gardens by locals, is not as quaint as the park you find there today. The area where White Point Garden is now located was once called Oyster Point. What is now covered with soft green lawn used to be covered with oyster shells. The shells were eventually bleached from the warm Carolina sun, giving the point a white look. The area was officially renamed White Point Garden in 1837. As the centerpiece of the battery, the park was used as a Civil War fortification, but more than a century before, the park was a part of an even darker piece of history. A monument in the park remembers the storied pirate Stede Bonnet. He was buried in a nearby marsh after his death, but not before he was hung at this very park, along with 49 others over a 5-week period of time. His body was left hanging for 4 days to deter others from engaging in pirate activity, lest they meet the same fate.
That's Kind of creepy.
Right?
Ugh. All right. Well, I live in New Mexico, and my most haunted place is in uh, Albuquerque, and it says it is the Chemo Theater. The Chemo Theater, a Pueblo Deco picture palace, was opened in September 19th, 1927 by Orchestra Balanchi. I don't know if I said that right. Uh, Balanchi, a motivated entrepreneur from humble origin who came from the United States in 1885, winding up in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He soon set up a business in a tent near the railroad tracks. As the city expanded, so did his business. As he became a liquor dealer and perpetrator for grocery stores, his wife Maria ran a dry goods store in the Helms Hotel. As his fortunes expand, he began the Amusement Association in 1919, which operated a pastime theater with Joe Barnett. In 1925, Ortiz decided to achieve his true dream, building his own theater, envisioning a unique Southwestern style. He soon hired an architect to design it. Winding up in the Pueblo Deco style, the architectural style was a flamboyant, short-lived fashion that fused the spirit of the Native American cultures of Art Deco. Built for $150,000, the theater opened on September 19th, 1927. When silent movies were all-consuming rage of Americans, a contest was run to name the new theater. Pueblo Abueta won the magnificent prize of $50. That's crazy.
Right?
For a unique name of Chemo. Chemo is a combination of two Indian words. So if I'm pronouncing this wrong, please correct me. Literal words meaning mountain lion, but more liberally interpreted as king of its kind.
Hmm.
And then it goes on to talk about just 1 year after realizing his dream, Ortiz died, leaving the management of the chemo to his sons, who soon combined Vandellaville and Out of Town Road Shadow with movies. Over the years, chemo featured such as Vivian Van bunch of different people. I'm not trying to butcher all of their names.
Fair.
But then this is what happens. So, no institution stands through time without something bad happening, and the chemo is no exception. In 1951, a 6-year-old boy named Bobby Darnell was killed when the boiler in the basement exploded, demolishing part of the original lobby. The boiler was located right beneath the concession stand in the lobby. Bobby, who had been sitting in the theater balcony with some of his friends, suddenly was frightened by something on the screen and ran down the staircase to the lobby. As he arrived, the boiler exploded, taking Bobby a part of the lobby in its wake of destruction. The spirit of little boy Bobby is said to continue to haunt the chemo theater today. Another tragedy occurred at the chemo when, in 1963, a fire destroyed the original 1927 stage and damaged much of the rest of the building. Soon after, like in many American cities, Albuquerque experienced a mass exodus from downtown, and the beautiful chemo theater began to fall into despair.
Damn.
Yep. It says, but what of its ghosts? Not only is the old theater home to poor Bobby Darnell, who died in 1951 explosion, but also to a mysterious lady who is seen walking along the hallways. This unknown woman wearing a bonnet has often been reported walking down the theater halls, appearing to be going about her business. Nothing more is known of this ghostly presence, but seemingly she doesn't disturb anyone. She just likes strolling around the old theater. However, Bobby is much a more prevalent force and has been known to play all kinds of impish, impish tricks upon the staff and guests in the old theater. Often seen playing in the lobby staircase, Bobby wears a striped shirt and blue jeans.
Hmm.
This is actually a really long thing. but it says 1 year a crew prepared for a Christmas production took down the stale donuts. Big mistake. No sooner were the donuts removed when the technical rehearsal started to begin in disaster, with everything going wrong, from lighting to sound problems and more. When the trees were replaced, things began to run smoothly again.
Hmm.
Hmm. Spooky wooky.
Right?
Wow. There's a lot more and stuff. So this was from legendsofamerica.com. So if you guys want to go look that up, just look up Chemo Theater in Albuquerque, New Mexico, legendsofamerica.com. But
All right.
well, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here on our big tangent of books and everything. And I hope you guys enjoyed our very first Halloween, or I guess October special.
Yes. And next time, we will be doing haunted places from our home states,
Mm-hmm.
which mine is New Hampshire.
And mine is Iowa.
What emoji should they leave?
Put a
A book emoji.
Put a book emoji.
A
Put a
book
book
emoji.
emoji.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Well, we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.